We need empaths, we need mothers, we need women entrepreneurs, shaping our politics, shaping our culture, having time to spend with our families, having time for our own pleasure. This is going to be one of those moments that just like wakes you up to your potential of one, charging more, but also living more.
2020 was the year that I became debt free after carrying debt for 20 years. I do have debt again because I went and bought two properties. I mean, at that point, I didn't own those properties. And so I was like literally zero debt. When I first broke through, what I think is a big thing to break through is like earning a lot of money or earning more than you ever have before, or like crossing through income barriers or charging more. But then what I found was I wasn't keeping any of the money. So I had, when I think maybe it was before you and I started working together or right around that time, I had like 9 team members, which is great. But I remember just going, I don't have any money to buy a house. And I think it was also around 2020, I bought my first couch at the age of like 40. That wasn't like a hand-me-down couch from somebody else, or I bought it off Craigslist. That was also when I started bringing on clients at 75,000 per year. And I'd never done that before. I started to shift the energetics where I was able to actually hold on to that money. And that's how I was like able to buy, properties over $1 million in 1 year, like boom, 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 and pay off the debt and still have, more money.
Some of the best things in life we receive, like we receive pleasure, we receive money, we receive compliments, we receive support, we receive positive experiences. But yet we have so many blocks on those things because obviously society does a mind on women to tell us that we should just be taking care of everybody and not taking care of ourselves and not focusing on ourselves.
I was a single teen mom. I was a college dropout. I think it's important to share. Like, I thought my relationship with money would be a challenge forever and ever. Money is a mirror, and it's mirroring back to us where we're lying to ourselves, where we're not being honest, where we're like negotiating our own value with ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the best things you did right away was to tell me to like double my prices. And so that I think definitely if you're a woman out there listening who wants to make more money and you already have a business, like, obviously you have to like, vibe with. Yep. And like that really, in my case, like freed up time. It allowed me to become a content creator. It allowed me to get my programs together, doing what I was already doing, just charging more. And so I think that that's so huge. And I know for me, like I kind of grew up in a middle class background. So my dad was a lawyer, my mom was a nurse. And so I sort of had that like 100K, like that's just kind of like, oh, like if you're middle class, you make 100K or whatever. And so like, I feel like I've always been into mindset and affirmations and manifesting, and that's been such a guiding light for me. And so I think with money, it can be so hard because I think you can be good at all those things, but I think money is such a thing. It hits some like scarcity stuff. It's so primal. It's obviously an energetic thing. It gets so tied up with our worth that it's just one of those things that it can be so loaded. And so,
yeah, any situation that creates like a contraction in your body around money, that's your nervous system responding probably to something in the past when you are trying to prove yourself. You prove that you're worthy of that price by doing more.
Very Leo here, right?
Yeah, I mean, all I care about right now is passive income. So I'm just like, where else can I invest? Right? Like if I get some money or a windfall or I make like extra sales or just anything that's like more than what I was anticipating, because I already kind of plan for what I'm anticipating and where that's going to go.
The best time to invest is now. Like it's always now.
Yeah, always now.
So if you're out there listening, I was really intimidated just to like link my bank account and like what app do I use. But like the rich people I know actually are like very cheap and like often don't spend a lot of money.
Like let's say 100K is someone's income glass ceiling. They're going to keep getting close to it, maybe go a little over, a little under. They're going to be close. But maybe their goal is to double that. And it's not going to happen until those things get unhooked. And then once you do, it changes your ability, like how much you can earn, how much you can save. Like when I bought this house and the other one, I cannot tell you how, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I had such a block If your nervous system doesn't feel safe with money, you're not going to either earn the amount you want or be able to save the amount or be able, I couldn't save for a long time. So, it all can change. And I'm so glad that there's so much more of the work like what you do that's coming out into the world and the mainstream so that we can, especially for women, if we as women can handle our stuff with money.
An affirmation that's been serving me really well is that I care more about my frequency than facts. I think a lot of times what's holding people back is facts. And like there are always, harsh realities and like facts that we have to overcome. But I think when you really focus on like, your own destiny and your own pleasure and like really kind of believing it, even if it seems impossible.
Yeah.
I do find a way that the universe delivers. It's not rejection, it's protection. And so even when it's like a failure, it's always a redirect in some kind of way. You can get there. It is possible. You just really have to like the mindset, the energetics, the body, really like your whole body, like your whole self has to kind of really get on board with it to really manifest it and align with it.
During 2020, when I made what seemed like this quantum leap, I was like, how do I have $100,000 in my bank account? Like what like, whoa. I tracked my net worth for 5 years. Every single month it was negative. When you write zero, what does that do? That makes you go, okay, well, what could I do today? What kind of content could I create today? What email could I create today? I mean, there's not a lot of 7-week courses out there that are this high level that are going to be $197 where it's like a live course. But I just want everyone to change their relationship with money. Like all the women, we're going to just upgrade.
I mean, I think that's how we get to world peace.
Money gives us options and money gives us, it's not maybe, there's different types of power, but in this world, money gives you the power to do a lot.
Thanks for listening to the Divine Feminine Revolution podcast. Make sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Want to keep the conversation flowing? Find us where revolutionary women gather to listen to their hearts, monetize their gifts, and change the world.